Colorado High School Activities Association football is on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com. Tonight from Legion Field in Fort Morgan, it's the 2011 season opener as the Fort Morgan Mustangs entertain the Brush Beat Diggers. I'm John Beltran along with Dave Urig in our 11th year of doing Brush Beat Digger football, or ninth for Dave in a row, and actually the 11th for Dave, but anyway, that's a matter of different numbers. The important numbers that count going into this game is what can the Beat Diggers do to generate a second consecutive victory over the Mustangs, a matchup that was dominated by Brush last year in a 41-0 victory. And, hey, one thing we know in the three previous matchups in this series, when the Beat Diggers have dominated Fort Morgan in 90, 94, and 2006, Fort Morgan has won the following year. And you know that head coach Randy Dreitz made his team aware of that, not to take this Mustang team lightly just because they routed them 1 year ago.
Right, and it goes past that. These kids have played against each other 7th grade, 8th grade, all the way through, and the Brush boys have had a lot of success, so it lends themselves to being very confident, and I'm sure Coach Dreitz has tried to make sure he keeps them down a few pegs just to try to make sure they're well prepared for the game. And then for Fort Morgan, with their tradition, they hate losing at home, but they especially hate losing to Brush, so they're going to come out fired up tonight to try to knock the defending runner-ups off.
Well, the Beat Diggers have lost the last two matchups in Fort Morgan, 22-15 in 2007 and 42-22 in 2009. So they'll be looking for their first victory in Fort Morgan since 2005. The Beat Diggers defer. Head coach Harrison Chisholm, and this is fifth year for Fort Morgan. The assistants are Greg Edson, Mike Gross, Josh Langford, Jeff Peterson, Rick Call, Aaron Strobel, Clint Anderson, Joe Ginther, Tim Musgrave, and Jim Kreckemeyer. The Beat Diggers coached by Randy Dreitz. In his 12th year, assisted by Ron Albo, Len Schwinn, Dick Creighton, Matt Manier, Ken Garcia, and David Cummings. The Beat Diggers in their road whites with the maroon numerals, and Fort Morgan in their home blacks with the white numerals. So, with the Beat Diggers kicking off, we'll see what type of Bigfoot Jesus Cardenas, who's been a big kicker for the Beat Diggers, not just last year, but even towards the tail end of his freshman year. What a huge asset. He basically gives you such a big special teams edge of your Brush.
Yeah, that's for sure. He was kicking amazing last year. He only had that one downfall in the championship game, but that really wasn't his fault, because you and I watched the game the year before that when Erie actually bounced the ball off the goalpost with a kick on the exact same goalpost, right, almost the exact same spot a year before. So it was like the only reason he missed it was really probably because it was meant to be. It was the goalpost.
And that one benefited Olathe. That was in overtime when Olathe beat Erie. The deep man for Fort Morgan is Nate Alexander. Opening kickoff brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush, offering home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. He is flanked over there by Chris Pineda, as well as Cody Davis. And the 2011 season will be getting underway on a windy Friday night. The sun is out. There was some ominous weather here earlier, but produced very, very little rain. A few sprinkles, and that was about it. Not much.
Brush has been lining up in kind of a bunch kickoff the last couple of years. This year they're lining up in kind of a typical kickoff, 5 guys to the right, 5 guys to the left, and Cardenas is just coming up the middle. So we'll see what they're going to do for tricks this year on special teams.
And a hard line, that's a touchback, and that's the way the season starts. Fort Morgan will have the football at their own 20-yard line. They're quarterbacked by James Bartons. In the backfield are Matt Godo, Jared Bohm, and Jose Miranda. Matt Godo's the main guy. Michael Fitzsimmons will also be there. Along the offensive line, Ben Hokenadel, Jay Carpenter, Christian Moraz, Monaco Carrillo, and Connor Durkin. And Aaron Henderson is the big wide receiver. We'll get to the Beat Diggers starting lineup, which is brought to you by T.O. Charlie's for a great used car truck. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they'll find it for you at T.O. Charlie's, 700 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Under center, Martins. He's going to hand it off on the right side and across the 20 to the 23-yard line. That's Michael Fitzsimmons on the carry, and he was tackled over there by Ethan Prost. The linebacker on the line are Carlos Carrillo, Daniel Soto, Felix Calderon, Brian Woodward, and Victor Lopez. The other linebackers, Connor Weiser, In the secondary, Vince Albo, Eric Garcia, Brett Bostrom, and Trevor Blake. 2nd down and 7 for Fort Morgan at their own 23-yard line. The deep man, once again, it's Fitzsimmons. Barnes is going to hand it off right up the gut at little yardage, maybe a couple of yards, to the up man. And the carrier there for Fort Morgan was Jared Bulb. Looked like Calderon was in on the tackle along with a couple of other beat niggers. 3rd down and 5 after the gain of 2.
Brush has come out in a 5-2, just that typical lineup where they got a nose guard, 2 tackles, 2 defensive end, and a couple of linebackers about 4 yards off the ball.
3rd and 5, handoff right side, going to get back towards the middle, and driving towards the 30-yard line, close to a 1st down, was Fitzsimmons. Ethan Brost had a hold of Fitzsimmons at the 26. He might be just a few inches short of the 1st down. I mean, the nose of the football is just shy of the 30. It's going to be 4th and inches, a gain of 4, and you never punt from your own 29 and 3/4 yard line. You want to put it that way, but I think Fort Morgan's going to do that right now, Dave, because they're very, very close. They're very close to a 1st down here. But setting up in punt formation, going to be Tony Swedzig. Eric Garcia standing at his own 40 to receive. Let's see if Fort Morgan decides to fake this thing. A high snap. It goes over Swedzig's hand. The ball is rolling towards the end zone, and Swedzig's going to be tackled in the end zone for a safety. Tackled by Brett Bostrom, and on a special teams mistake, the Beat Diggers grab a 2-0 lead.
The snap was about 2 yards over his head. So let me tell you, Brett Bostrom showed the kind of speed that he has. He was just screaming back there. He almost got to the ball before the punter did. Made the tackle as soon as he touched the ball in the end zone. Just a great opportunity there for Brush, and Bostrom taking advantage of it.
Well, you know, Harrison Chisholm is steaming right now. He cannot be happy about that because that's the 3rd facet of the game, Dave. But how many times have we stressed in the past, especially at the high school level, that if you struggle on special teams, it can have a domino effect with your offense and your defense because now you're already in a hole and you're only 2 minutes and 1 second into this game.
Yeah, and they're going to have to kick the ball. It's kind of a crosswind, but the wind's actually more against them than it is for them. They're going to punt the football, and it's going to go way high in the air. Brush is going to have great field position.
And to punt it for Fort Morgan. Let's see who's going to come in to punt. Looks like it's not going to be Jacob Frick. Or they're going to set it on the tee at the 20-yard line. I think he's going to set it on the tee at the 20, so
he gets that option.
Yeah, but they're going to have, like you mentioned, great field position. Let's see if Garcia even gets to the ball. He's standing at his own 32-yard line.
I was wondering when they were standing there, they didn't have the tee out there. I thought, boy, that's risky, putting the ball against this wind.
Jacob Frick runs up to the football, and he kicks it off the side of his foot, caught at the 44-yard line of Fort Morgan, inside the 40 to around the 36. That's a return of 8 yards, and it was a line drive caught over there by Randy Baker, the sophomore. A nice catch and a run of 7 yards, we'll call it, 1st and 10. The Beat Diggers have, no, it will be at the 36 of Fort Morgan with 9:55 to go in the opening quarter, and Brush leading 2-0.
It was just a poor kick. You know, it was one of those kicks that the ball straight up and down and spiraling. It never, ever turned over, so he just kind of missed it. You know, that was the wrong person to kick it to, too. Randy Baker's got great hands.
3 in the backfield, including Connor Weiser. Now Weiser by himself. 3 receivers to the right, Blake, Albo, and Garcia. 1 to the left, that's Bostrom. The quarterback is Mitch Tormolen. 1st and 10 for the 36. A fake out in the flat. Heaves it down the sideline. Wide open. Touchdown! Touchdown to Vince Albo! He had beat the defender 36 yards from Mitch Tormolen. And the Beat Diggers lead 8-0. That's their first offensive play of the year and a perfect throw as Albo had the Mustang defender beaten.
I don't know if I've ever seen that out of Coach Dry. The first play of the game in any game, you know, that I remember, let alone the first game of the season. So, you know, I think he's setting the tone saying right here, you know, we got Mitch Tremolin in the backfield. He's a big kid, tall. He can throw the football, and you saw Mitch stand in the pocket, kick a big hit right after he threw the ball. There was a lot of courage there by Mitch, and he put it right on the money.
Well, we'll be shooting some video throughout the game, but didn't get that one. It would have been nice to get that one because that was, like I said, a surprise. And Jesus Cardenas to attempt the extra point. Off the hold of Garcia, waits the snap, it's down, the kick is up by Cardenas, and that one is good. 9:47 to go, opening quarter from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. Brush 9, Fort Morgan nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. One play, 36 yards. The drive took 8 seconds. A 36-yard pass from Mitch Tormolen to Ben Zalbo. And the Beatniggers now lead 9-0. High and deep and fielded at the 3-yard line, straight ahead to the 10, and a double handoff, and breaking a tackle to 15 across the 20 to the 21-yard line before Nate Alexander. Check that. Chris Pineda is tackled as the kickoff went into the hands of Nate Alexander. So Alexander was the initial man, but the Beatniggers were not fooled, and it's only a return of 13 yards to the 18. That's what happens when you have two handoffs. You're making lateral exchanges.
They didn't fool anybody. The outside containment on this side, they stayed home and did their job. They didn't fall for the fakes, and it was just some good disciplined football there by the special teams unit of Brush.
Oh, they'll place the football actually on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Fort Morgan. 3 in the backfield. The quarterback is James Martins. And there is the option left by Martins. He'll take it himself, cutting upfield to the 25-yard line before he's taken down by Eric Garcia and Brent Bostrom. But a nice gain of 5 yards for the Fort Morgan quarterback, James Martins, a junior.
They lined up in that power I, and he did a good job of leaving that ball in his fullback's belly for a long time. And the Diggers, the tackles and the linebackers had to respect that. He was able to get it outside on that option. And Diggers going to have to make sure they play assignment football to make sure they get somebody covering that quarterback.
2nd down and 5 at the 25-yard line. Brush leads 9-0 in the early going. There's the handoff, and there's a ball is loose in the backfield. It was stripped, and a Beatnigger fell on it at around the 15-yard line. Let's see who came up with that football for Brush. But the Mustang running back ran into a bevy of Beatniggers. It might have been Weiser. Looked like a linebacker. But it's in the ball carrier, and I'm not sure if it was the up man who had that because they are crowded there in the backfield.
You know, Fort Morgan tried to run a trap to the opposite side, so they were in that power I, and they tried to run the trap back to the left, and then they carried out the option fake to the right, but the Diggers just stood him up, and somebody ripped the ball out of his hands and basically threw it backwards about 5 yards.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was Fitzsimmons or one of the up men. 1st and 10. For the 15-yard line of Fort Morgan, Tormolen hands off to Weiser, running wide to the right, cuts it back towards the middle. He pulls his way inside the 10 to around the 7. Gaining 8 yards in the play. The Beatnigger offensive line consists of Damon Miller, Ethan Brose, Carlos Carrillo, Daniel Soto, and the sophomore Maverick Seawald. It's a gain of 7 to the 8.
They lined up in that T formation in the backfield. Weiser was, I think the play was designed to have him run off tackle to the right side, but there was nothing there. They couldn't create a hole. He showed some strength just kicking it outside, just running over the top of people. He made something out of nothing.
2nd down and 3 to go for the 8-yard line. Tormolen will send a man in motion to the left, and there is the pitch left, and running it to the outside is Garcia. He slips out of a tackle to the 6-yard line, and he's down right there. A gain of 2 for Eric Garcia. The Fort Morgan tackle was made by Brandon Hoffman from his defensive end position. It'll be either a 3rd and short. He's very close to a 1st down. Let's see if they have to measure here.
That was like a 59 quick pitch, like Brush used to run out of their wing T. They're running the same play out of their T offense, that T backfield, but it's the same motion, and that sure did freeze the Fort Morgan Mustang linebacker, allowed Garcia to use his speed to get outside.
3rd and inches at the 5-yard line. Tormolen with 3 in the backfield, hands it off to Weiser, running wide to the left, and he's got a 1st down, and at the end of the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown. We were blocked off from the view, but Connor Weiser inside that left pylon, and the Beatniggers now lead 15-0 on that 5-yard score by Connor Weiser, the senior fullback.
You know, he was so powerful. Again, on that play, it looked like he was supposed to be off tackle. Maybe they're bouncing that to the outside. Maybe it's designed, but it looked like he couldn't get up in that inside or off tackle hole, and so he just bounced it outside. And he made running 5 yards look easy.
Yeah, very easy. Of course, he's so hard to bring down. Boy, Dave, the Beatniggers are dominating early. You're talking about a potentially 16-point lead, and we're not even midway through the 1st quarter. Garcia awaits the snap. It is down. Jesus Cardenas kicks it, and that one is off to the right. Jesus rarely misses, but he did there. 7:28 to go, first quarter. Brush 15, Fort Morgan nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.